Hi boys and girls. Here I have primary and secondary birds. I hope all of you listened to the story Mouse Paint, my favorite book about primary colors and secondary colors. So today we are going to be working on our primary birds. You will need a white piece of paper, and I would start with a pencil, and you will also need a cup or something that you can trace. You need a big circle and you need something for the little circle. So this cup works out great. I use one side for the bigger circles and one side for the smaller circles. Alright, so we need 3 big birds. These are our primary birds, and we have red and yellow and blue. Red and yellow mixed together, they create orange. And if yellow and blue are mixed together, they create green. So we have our secondary colors in between the 2 primary colors. Now, red and blue, if we mix those colors together, we're going to get another secondary color called purple. Oh boy, did you hear that thunder? I'm inside on this rainy day, and I hope you're doing some art too on a rainy day. So the first thing we're going to do is create the branch. All right, the branch is going to be near the bottom. We don't want to go too high because we want to see these birds. We want to make them nice and colorful and big. So I'm going to show you how to start the branch. Alright, so I have my piece of paper. I'm going to be working in a Sharpie so you can see my lines. Now, at the bottom of my paper, I like to use my fingers. I'm going to use 2 fingers here to put a dot. And I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. Okay, so that's telling me I don't want to go any further than that. So first thing I'm going to do is go across and make my line. Remember, it doesn't have to be straight because it is a branch, and branches are bumpy. If they were smooth, then I would have a nice straight line. So this branch is not going to be too big. So I'm putting 2 dots, my fingers in a dot there, and I'm going to put another one over here to create the size of the branch that I want. Now when I get here, I'm going to go up a little and diagonal because I want a Y at the end. So here is my Y at the end. You see that Y? There's the Y branch. Sorry for the extra noise. You'll hear Bailey is a little upset with thunder right now. Bailey is my dog. Okay, so here we have our branch. We're not going to do the coloring to the end. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our primary birds. Those are the bigger birds. So I'm going to start over to the left. Way over here, I'm going to start by tracing the larger side, and then I'm going to put one in the middle. Remember, we have 3 primary colors, so we need 3 big circles. And let's put this last one way over here towards the right. Alright, now between these 2 I need a small bird, so I'm going to make a small circle right here. So we have a pattern: big circle, little circle, big circle, and you got it, another little circle. So here we go. We have our birds right there. Now we have one more bird that we said we're going to add on, and we're going to put it at the top. This is for our little purple bird. Alright. They do a very good job getting around that. If you're in pencil, then you can fix yours. Alright, now that we have our birds, we are going to add eyes. Let's stick with the circles. These birds have some big eyes, so you're going to make some big circles. I have my eyes touching. They almost look like the letter, the number 8. Look at that. So this guy is only going to have one eye, and I'll tell you why. All right, now that I have the eyes on here, the eyes will stay white, but I'm going to add a small black circle in the middle for the pupil. So you can do that. You may want to do that with a black crayon, or you can use a black marker. All right, now we have eyes. Let's go to the beaks. Beaks are just going to be a triangle. If you want, you can just put a V here, or you can add that line there. That's up to you. I think those guys will have the triangle, and this one will just have the V. Now this little bird that's flying, his beak is going to go this way, because he is flying in that direction. So we don't see the front of him like we do to these birds. All right, legs next. Legs are just straight lines. You're going to pull straight down. So I'm going to show you legs. And then the feet. And the feet are just diagonal lines, like you're making a triangle. All right, and this little guy, I have a little mistake there. So let's say I'm going to have his leg, maybe I'll just have his leg go down this way. That might be a little silly, but it covers that mistake I had, and no one will know. Wings. You can design your wings however you want. Okay, they can be pointy. They could be round and wavy. So you decide what kind of wings you want. They also have hair, and you can do that with a Sharpie. You can do it with your crayons. Okay, you can color it in. Maybe you'll outline it at the end. Let's see, let's give him a few little hairs. Okay. Now that we have him ready, I might show you one thing I may add on here is just a couple lines to show texture on this branch. So the branch goes left to right, that's the direction the lines go. Sometimes we have a little knot in a branch, so you can put a little curved line in it. Now we are ready for coloring. You may want to color this with markers. You could use colored pencils, crayons, you may even use paint. So you'll have to see what you have in your house. But make sure that you have newspaper down, right? Newspaper down underneath when we are painting or doing any type of art project. So, if I start, let's see, with the beaks. I'm going to have the beaks orange, but I'm going to skip this one because he is orange. Well, you know what? I'm going to color him a darker orange, and then I will have his body be a little lighter so it's different. So I just did the the beaks first. And now I can start with my primary colors. We have red, yellow, and blue. So you can go ahead and start coloring yours in. Now the rain has stopped or slowed down. I hope that you all are making some nice artwork at home. I can't wait to see what you're making. So you can go ahead and share these on Twitter. You can share them by emailing me, or you can even post them on the Google Classroom. If you have joined there, you can add a picture there. The easiest may be emailing or on Twitter. You can have an adult do that for you. All right, so here's that first red one. Next primary is yellow. So here's my yellow little bird here. Now his hair is a little different. I'm just going to give him a little bit of yellow up there. So you're going to go through and color yours carefully. You can add whatever details you want to in your picture. Maybe one of the birds is holding something. So be creative. Here's our last primary color here. This will be the blue bird. So any of you that are working with crayon, you may want to use watercolors to color the background, the sky, a light blue. You could also use colored pencils for the background. Like I said, look around your house, see what materials you have to work with. And everyone's will be a little different. But everyone should have 3 primary birds and 3 secondary birds. All right, so now that this blue one is finished, yellow and blue mix together and they create green. So I'm going to use this green. Yeah. So this is the green one. So he is a secondary bird. All right, so you are going to continue coloring yours and sharing if you can. We will take a look at your finished products. I love seeing your work. So let me show you something. If you are painting, or even if you're using markers, some of you may want to make your circles on a separate piece of paper like this. You may want to do your 3 circles, larger circles, and 3 smaller ones. Color them, paint them, and then cut them out. And then you can glue them down on here. If you do that, you're going to have to cut out some small circles for the eyes, and maybe even cut out some beaks and stick them on. Or you can draw right on top. That's something else you could do. And you may want to paint the background a light blue to look like the sky. So there we have our primary and our secondary birds. I hope you had fun. I'm glad you came and